Pantomime Blog 5. Question 1. Briefly say what work was completed in the session, including the warm-ups and any meetings. Outline the tasks. This should only be a few sentences, no more. Discuss how you used any source material, e.g. script, image, masks, issue or piece of music. Today was our last proper technical rehearsal with makeup, costume, sound and props. We had to get into college for 9 o'clock for our run through at 9:30. In that time we had between 9 and 9:30 we had to get all of the set put up, all of the props ready and all of the costume ready for people to put on. Our set was not all fully painted. There was a little bit of set that we needed to paint after our tech run before our first performance. I play the role of the fairy, but in today's tech run and the first performance, which was later that evening, Chantel was playing the role of the fairy and I was playing a villager, a rat and a sailor. Question 2. Discuss what progress you made, how you felt, how the work was developed or how it moved forward. What new work or new ideas were created or developed? How are you interpreting your roles and the scene? Skills and acting technique used. I feel we made a lot of progress today. As I mentioned in my last blog, I didn't think we were ready for an audience without a proper tech run with makeup, costumes and props, which today we got the opportunity to do. We also got the opportunity to have our peers from other classes come and watch us, so we got feedback from people outside of the project, which was really, really good for us. We were also able to polish off a few things because we still had an audience, even though it was peers from other classes. Everybody was putting all of the energy into it, and so I think that this was very successful for the process. Although there were a few hiccups, we definitely managed to get through everything, get good feedback and feedback about things that we needed to work on before our first performance, which we did work on after our tech rehearsal. Our tutor Becky helped us on the bits that she didn't think went well, in particular some of the choreography, and we worked on that for our performance that evening. Question 3. What was the effect of what you did? Having the tech run was very effective because having the feedback about specific scenes that people on the outside feel we needed to work on really helped. So in particular, the energy in the choreography and also some people not completely knowing the choreography as much as they should. So then as a class we were able to then go away and work on these scenes. So for the performance that evening we were definitely able to polish up all the little bits that we needed to polish up. Question 4. Evaluate how effective the work completed was and say why it worked well or less well. The work we did today was extremely effective, so getting feedback from people in other classes and then working on it. We've never actually had feedback from people outside of the project, and so it was definitely good to get some different opinions, and so that worked really well for us. In the tech run I would have preferred it if me and Chantel could have swapped through halfway through, so if maybe she did act 1 and I did act 2, because although we had a tech rehearsal last week, we didn't get the opportunity to do it in front of a new audience and with all our hair and makeup done, and so it would have been good to have a proper tech run with an audience of our other classes, which I didn't get the opportunity to do because Chantel was playing the fairy in this proper tech rehearsal. Question 5. Discuss the strengths and weaknesses. Working as a group, so we made sure as a group that we had everything we needed. We discussed things, so our communication was really good. Organisation, I feel my organisation was quite good. I had all my costumes ready for each scene. I'd got into college ready to do my hair and makeup in time for the performance. Weaknesses. Weaknesses for this performance. The only bit of organisation I didn't have was black shoes, which I didn't have at home. So I had to come in and hope that there were some for me to wear in college. I should have possibly looked at this a couple of weeks ago and gone away and bought the shoes that I needed, so thinking ahead. Question 6. Discuss the level of professionalism from yourself and the group. How suitable is the work at this stage for a public audience? I definitely think after the proper tech run, our performance is now ready for the public audience. We were all really professional, we worked well as a team, we helped each other get ready, we prompted each other, and so our professionalism was really good today. Question 7. Do you personally need to improve on anything? Think about attitude and skill, listen and respond to your feedback, use correct terminology for movements, vocal characterisation and stage techniques. As part of the ensemble, I definitely feel that I need to work on my energy in dances, especially 9 till 5, smiling all the way through, making sure all my movements and gestures are big and entertaining for children of a young age. Question 8. Discuss how your character has developed. Talk about vocals, your physicality and general characterisation. So today, as I played the villager, the sailor and the rat, for the sailor in particular, I feel my characterisation has come on a lot in the past few weeks. We looked at how sailors would have been sort of jolly and drunken and messing around and slacking, and so before I was sort of just clapping and going along with it, but definitely by now I've got into the characterisation of how sailors would be, and so I've found that good. And also for my villager, I found a character for my villager, so I was wearing quite a nice dress and heels, so that helped me to develop my characterisation for the villager as well. Question 9. What performance techniques have you used during the rehearsal process? What was the result of this? Performance techniques, I definitely think singing and dancing, as a part of the ensemble, singing and dancing is mainly what you do, so they're the performance techniques that I've been using as a villager, rat and sailor. And question 10. Briefly discuss what needs to happen next lesson. What you need to remember to do, bring or complete for next session. As our first show was after this performance, there wasn't really anything that we needed to bring in or anything that we needed to remember to complete for the next session. By this point, everything was prepared and was already organised for our performance.